in today's news, Jackie Matubia. Jackie Matubia said that the the baby daddy... 2 failed marriages. What advice am I giving? I wanted to take away my life and my child's life. Charlie was here. We would have fun. And that's why I kept on telling people, do it scared, do it alone.
Hello guys, welcome to the Mungai Eve show, and on today's video we are having an award-winning actress, a digital content creator, an amazing mom in our show, none other than Jackie Matubia.
What's up guys? What's up? Niko fiti.
Uko poa lakini sio silent treatment.
Yeah, toxic.
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah, that's the first thing I saw when you get here.
You see? #toxic. This is the kind of vibe tunawaletea pale kwa ile show yetu.
But of course, maybe to somebody who doesn't know, you guys have a show that is coming up.
Oh yes, on the 17th, the amazing day of 17th April, we'll be actually premiering the first Kenyan telenovela web series. Kenya hajai kuwa na web series ya telenovela. It's the first Kenyan telenovela web series, and it will be on my YouTube channel. That's Jackie Matubia, so guys go watch, subscribe. And it's a web series. It's 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
An amazing story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this story, imeandikwa #toxic, and it's also called Toxic. Is it out of the experience you've had, ama umetoa pia kwa marafiki?
It's the experience I've had, you've had, she've had, amepata, everyone. And especially the fact that about Toxic is definitely about now talking about our stories. As the Kenyan industry, sometimes we tend to kuchukua story kutoka place ingine, tuna-adapt, we don't tell our stories authentically, you see. So ndo unakutanga kwa DMs tunaambia, oh, how are you able to deal with this, nini, because we do not tell our stories, now we move on. So I felt the urge of telling my story, her story, your story, everyone's story, in the sense that it is us going through each and every step. So as I've said, it's 10 episodes, so it's a story for everyone, and someone can relate from it.
Okay, so this merchandise, you have different ones with different
messages.
Yes,
so we have this with the different messages. We have dresses for the girls, the shirt dresses, which we'll be launching actually next week. So we have just different merchandise of... You've known me, I wear such t-shirts for messages. So my team was like, we should do this because as in people like you the way you wear this t-shirt. So that's what we decided to merchandise. It's fun. You're telling a story.
Okay, but maybe a question. Why do we love maybe wearing t-shirts that have a message? All the time you wear a t-shirt, lazima ikuwe na message.
Why do I love? Because I feel like as an actress, I'm always telling a story. So hata nikivai, I'm always telling a story. When you asked me, so you ulitoa happy, that's a story. Nianze kwambia, basi tulikuwa tumechill, nini. So as an actress, I've taken that brand and said, my walk, my move, the way I wear, it's definitely always telling a story. Even my content, if you follow my content, I'm always telling a story. Yeah.
Okay. Before maybe we get into detail with the Toxic film and everything, I would like to know, of course, people have seen Jackie Matubia. We've seen you from the, what is it called, the mainstream media, and right now you're in digital space. I would like to know, like, how did you transition from TV to tunakuwa na pale hi, unajua, and then now the Jackie that we see on the digital space?
The transition was very personal. The transition was very intentional. Because you give your life to this particular production, you give your life to this particular station, and when it's time for the new one, they drop you, and because you make a nini for long, they nikawa na kuex. So
it's hard to get another one.
Unarudi back to square one of nisaidini na kazi, auditions, nini. And I was interacting, so during December I was interacting with a lot of people. December watu wetu wa majuu wanakujanga Kenya, nini, and I was interacting with different people, and my mom was also staying in my house because I was on set, and so alikuwa niangalilia watoto junani wameenda. And I realized one thing was constant, like the friends, watu wa majuu they feel like they associate more with the artist, with Eve, because you're there on YouTube. But nikikuja niwaambie, I'm an actress, but I'm actually the best, one of the best in Kenya, okay, that's nice, but is it on YouTube? So you can understand.
Yes.
It's a thing that everything you say, oh, I have this show, it's amazing. Everyone is asking, is it on YouTube? And I was like, yeah. So and then I go home, I find my mom, and I watch easy nini shows za Nigeria. I watch news, I watch nini, and ashinda tu kwa kiti watch
from YouTube.
From YouTube. And I was like, as creatives, we have a platform. I don't know why tunajaza side moja ya mainstream. Things have changed. You know, things have changed now. Let's focus. And that's why. And then I was also interacting with a Nigerian actor, and he was telling us. So alikuwa anaeleza venye ametoka kwa hii show, anaanza ingine, and I'm like, how are you guys busy? Mimi nilimaliza job December. Nimekuwa jobless hadi leo.
So which year was
you
this?
Get. So no, actually this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So he will tell you, like, because as we do not, because sisi tunawaambia, oh, so where do you guys post your mainstream? I'm like, as we don't do mainstream. As we do YouTube, your friend comes together, they write a script, muna shoot, inaenda, unaitu. So there's a lot of jobs around, and I realized we have the power. We have the audience. We have the power, because when I'm in a show, people will not know the show if I'm not talking about it.
Yeah.
I already have the power to market the station, to market the show. Why would I not do it on the platform that I know I command? Like, people come to see me. So, and tell another thing is tell our stories the best way we know how. Ndio hata mtu akiwatch akiwa home ana relate. When we grew up, we were watching akina Nigerians, and tulikuwa tuna feel una relate, because it's the things that are happening in Nigeria.
Yes.
And I'm like, in Kenya we need to start telling our stories, and we do not have to all of us crowd in the mainstream, yet tuko na opportunity ya digital, and things have changed, and digital is the new is the new norm, is the new mainstream. So yeah, that's what I decided. And it was a discussion we were having with my late friend Charlie J. Oda. And so we were on, because as we were on set together, as you all know, we were
doing Salem.
We were doing Salem, and we were the main cast. And so we were on set a lot of times, and we kept on talking and talking and talking. And we were like, you know what? I told him, you know what? I'm willing to take that step. And he's like, I'm supporting you. I'll write the show. So he wrote the show, the first 3 episodes.
Oh, this show that you
Yeah. So he sent the 3rd episode the day he died. And so, you know, when you want to do something, a lot of things hit you. So that hit me. The person who was writing the story passed on. He left me like, what am I supposed to do? And after his burial, I sat and I was like, this is what Charlie would want. He would want, because that day, the 3rd of February, we talked before we started our party, and we had a long conversation, and we talked and talked and talked.
Yeah, we saw you were on a party the previous night, and then he
actually
passed.
Not the previous, the exact night he died.
It was the exact night that he'd passed.
Yes.
Oh, no.
So we were just talking, and he was telling me, Jackie, let's push. Even when we finish this, I'm gonna write another one, you know. And I'm like, don't worry me, I'll know where I'll find the fans, you know, everything. And so I'm like, yo, umeniacha.
What am I going
to do with this toxic? And I'm like, guy, I am clueless. And I remember it took me time to open the 3rd episode, because he sent the 3rd episode in the morning. Then we met at lunchtime. You get? And now he's gone.
This is the same day.
The 3rd of February, same day. So we finished our sets end of January. So he started writing exactly on the 1st of Feb. He sent us the 1st episode on the 1st of Feb. He sent the 2nd episode on the 2nd of Feb. And he sent the 3rd episode on the 3rd of Feb in the morning. Then we met at lunchtime as we talked, as we waited for the rest of the cast and crew to come. And then we continued, and then he died at that night. So it took me time to open that script. And it wasn't just me alone. So we were me. So when he told me, let's do this, unajua si wasanii mimi na tunasema atufanye content tunachochana, alafu kila mtu akienda kivyake mnasahau. So even me, when hiyo choche tulikuwa nayo, when I went home, weekend inafika, umsa text, excuse me Jackie, can you please open a group? He told me you have a friend of yours who's a good script producer. He told me you have a friend who's a good director. Can we open the group and start this thing? I'm like, this guy was serious. And that's why we opened the group with now my producer and my manager, Njoki, and then Masi Njoki, and then we did with my good friend Davis, he's a director, and our friend of ours called Carol, and now Charlie and I. And so we opened this group, and so in the group, we did a Zoom call before, And then so we're like, okay, sawa, yeah, he broke down every episode. The good thing is he had written every title ya every episode, broken it down, knowing how we're gonna, like, story by story by story. And as I said, it's my story, your story. So in a group tulikuwa tuna suggest, na by the way kitu kayo imenifanyikia. Nilikuwa na date chali mwingine nikiwa high school, ama nilikuwa kole ikanifanyikia na mimi nilikuwa na date dem mwingine manzali nifanyia, So we brought the ideas together. And ase tunajiambia writer ata take time. Haya kidogo he sends episode 1. Now we start saying, higher, this thing is serious. And so on that 3rd of February, so we were sitting down and we were like, okay, sawa, so what should we do? Should we wait for you to send all the 10? So he's like, no, on Monday I'll send you, on Sunday I'll send you 4, and then on Monday I'll send you 5, and then now we can start shooting. And I know where he is, he's smiling that I did it. And
so right now as we speak, you've shot all of them?
We haven't finished.
Okay.
Yes, we've shot a few. We are resuming on set on the 1st of April because we had to take a break. I was traveling, so we had to take a break. But I'm glad I have shot the first 3 that he wrote, because we had also to look for a scriptwriter who aligns with him. And so ilikuwa hard, but finally I got one who actually, it's like ali sniff, akakuwa Charlie, even the way the dialogue, etc. And it's been a journey, because nilikuwa nakaa hivi najiambia lakini
let's talk about this time. Now he has passed, you're left with the whole project. You're supposed to know the way forward now, alone without him. Like, how was that moment for you?
Oh my God, it was tough. I remember when I went to view his body, I stood there and I talked to him, and I'm like, bro, sasa, form, the last thing you told us, it's our industry, not theirs. It's time for us to start making our own stories, telling our own stories the best way we know how. So how? And I was looking at him and I was crying, and I'm telling him, I do not know, I do not talk. I remember the night, 2 days later, I was talking to him in my room, and I'm like, just show up, talk to me, possess me, niambie the way forward. And it was I would say it was a tough 2 weeks of my life. It was so tough. And then now, after his burial, and now you're seeing all these things people are saying, also as much as you knew someone personally, then you're seeing all these things so you're fighting with your own demons in the house, and then you're seeing what social media is saying. It was, I would say, not only to me, but to the entire cast and crew and everyone who knew Charlie on a personal basis. It was tough for each and every one of us. Yeah,
especially when people are out there saying this.
They're saying this, they're saying this, they're saying this. And we have been with this guy for Nini. I had the privilege to be with this guy on set for a year and I think a month or 2. And I was privileged to be with this guy every single day. Kwanza alikuwa anaona na travel ajamba, woo, 1 week off for me. So it was tough. But after his burial, I was like, I'm not gonna let his words just ziishe hivyo. And his dream, I know he would want this. And Charlie was the kind of person who would push you. He would push you, even in acting. Because for me, I was going through my breakup when I had just started Salem.
Oh.
So I don't know anyone, we don't know each other,
So you guys didn't know each other before?
We had never met. But Charlie was an icon that we grew up watching. Charlie's an icon we grew up wanting to work together. And I remember when I was told, oh my God, your co-actor will be Charlie. And I was like, Charlie, which one? J. Oda. Asa, no. Because you're like, how will I act? I'm supposed to fall in love with this person. We're supposed to fight. He is the best of the best. Am I even worth, being his like being his lead? Hey, it was tough, but he was an amazing. He was really an amazing guy. It still hits me. Kushina nikisema was, but so he's a kind of person who really pushed me, even in like he used to call me mama. So do you want to hug mama? And he would hug you and don't worry, like, I got this. And kuna venye because I was going through a very hard time in my life at that particular point.
When you were starting?
When we were actually starting, it's been a year now. Yeah, when we were actually starting Salem. And he would hold me, and I would forget lines juu, uko na vitu mingi sana kwa kichwa. And he would hold me and he would tell me, I got you. You know? And he would scream at the cast and the crew, and he would scream at the crew, like, give her time. If anything happened to him, he was an amazing guy. I can imagine what he would have done if we were with him right now. We were talking with Njoki and the rest of the crew, and we were like, if Charlie was here, we would have fun. There's that laugh that he used to give. There's that laugh he used to give. Oh man, it was fine. As in, we knew him. Tukuna laugh angepeana jambe. Okay, that guy is pissed, you know. And yeah, so I'm glad. Like, the reason even why I have not gotten my makeup today is because today was that emotional day. I wasn't even sure I'll show up because I think Mungai Eve, you would admit, you know, saa zingine unakanga hivyo je, mimi ndo nimefanya hii all by myself with no help, and on the other side people are calling you names, you know.
It's okay, it's well.
Sorry, I hate crying, but it has just been a very emotional day for me today, and I'm glad where I am. And that's why I kept on telling people, do it scared, do it alone.
You look at yourself and you wonder,
and
I've done this
I've
alone.
Done this, a single mother of 2, 0 support. And I'm just grateful to God that I've come this far, and I get to tell my story. And Josie was telling a friend of mine, and it's just the beginning of fighting the battles, you know.
Yeah.
Because najua hakuna mtu atataka kuniandika kazi as an actress, you know, because umekuja tuonyesha unaweza kuwa EP. But I'm still fine with that. And at the end of the day, someone told me yesterday, I'm not telling my story. I'm telling my child's story. When Zendaya or Zari, one of them, if they want to be, or both of them want to be an actress, they won't have to struggle like I did. Yeah, I'm telling a story of bettering my child's life. She won't have to toil and fight and get into a job. We're so excited getting into a job, and then job inaisha katikati, munaachiliwa. Producers wanaongea asema huyo si amesha waste stickers, huyo alishaka kwa hiyo shows for long. And no, I want to do that.
Those are some of the challenges that you
face. Those are the kind of challenges we face. And I'm like, I will not let my child who wants to be my child, your child, whoever child wants to start to be an actress, asianze. I am paving a way. Pia watu wenye walianza Vioja Mahakamani, Tausi, they paved a way for us, because at that time only one mainstream station we had. And now ziko mingi. And now it's a new dawn. It's the YouTube dawn. It's the whatever link dawn. It's the whatever. And so I have paved a way, right? And now wherever penye toko tumefikisha industry yetu, watoto wetu watachukua hapo and make it better and all or flourish in it. You get? So it's not a story about me. It's a story about my child, your child, everyone's. You know, just creating a better future for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've mentioned something earlier about you being called names and everything. But this time, I think in the beginning of March, you posted a photo of you in a gown. I think it was, of course, it was a show.
Yeah.
And there are so many hate comments about you, about the marriage and everything. Like, how did you handle the whole situation? Because it reached a point you even had to like address it on your Insta stories.
You know me personally, I do not address things.
Yeah.
You know, I do not address things. But now when you start coming for me and for my child, like, my child did not sign up for this kind of insults, you get? Mi ni sawa, like, watu wanajua relationship yangu iliisha June na iliisha February. So una post kitu TikTok unaambia you have not moved on. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
so
Jackie
people think
Matubia.
it ended in June.
Yes,
last year.
people think it ended in June, but it ended Ukoma February, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but when you come for me and you start, your stigma ya single mother.
Yeah, you're a single mother.
Yes.
Something that you'll never wear.
Yes. So someone told me, this is at least umeiva kwa show, this is something you'll never wear in real life. Haya mwingine akakuja akaniambia, at least watoto wako wamekuona na gown, watajua kuna kuanga na kuvaa gown. Kuna kuanga na marriages. Yani, they were very hurtful comments, and I was like, hold up 1 minute. And I'm like, why? And if you know, I get bashed a lot because of standing and saying I'm a proud single mother of 2, because mbona ikuwe stigma. Ilikuwa stigma enzi zetu, enzi za wazazi wetu. Me right now, kuna, like, all I'm saying is, I might be having a better life than a person who's married. You get me? Marriage is a beautiful thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing. But it's not an achievement. Una get? It does not make me a lesser woman because I do not live with a man. You understand me? Yeah. It does not make me a lesser mother. It does not make me a lesser employee, or it does not make me anything less. Bado niko na mikono mbili, niko na mguu mbili. You know, it's not an achievement.
And do you think the society think it's an achievement?
And that's how we grew up knowing. My friend Joki has known me for a long. I mean, when I left my mom's house and I started living by myself, I had this book. Nilikuwa na hii book. It was all in purple. My favorite color is purple, so it was in purple. And nilikuwa nishata naandika penye watu watavaa siku ya harusi yangu.
Oh, really?
My friend. Because I was raised in a church where I was actually raised in a church. But watu wajuangi mimi ni mtoto wa pastor. I was raised in a church.
Okay. Wewe ni mtoto wa pastor?
Mimi ni mtoto wa pastor.
Your dad or your mom?
My dad
is a pastor.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was raised in a church where I grew up seeing people being engaged in churches. Unaget, munaitwa hapo kwa madhabahu. Munaengejiwa hapo kwa madhabahu. Afu munaambia you wait, hakuna ku move into, you know, like these are the things I was craving for. And then munangoja inannouncewa first announcement kakanisa, second announcement, third announcement. Hey! Alafu siku ya harusi inafika. So siku ya harusi was such a big deal.
Kama
inaitwa Crisco Kawangware. So you're like, Sundays hamujazi, lakini siku ya harusi. And then back in the day, there were no garden weddings. And that's how, you know, mtu angekuja kanisa aseme mimi nafanya, tulikuwa tunakaa garden wedding. Hiyo ita prosper. Hiyo church lazima, and then reception munaweza peleka wapi? Garden.
Yes.
So anyway, I grew up with that, and that's what I knew. I'll get engaged in church. I will get married, and then I'll get a child.
So you had written all this in your journal?
Let me tell you, hata venye watu wataka.
Okay.
That's how crazy my journal was looking like. And they used to come to my house and they laugh. And I'm grateful. I'm not regretting anything that things zilienda, you know, I got a child first, then got married, then divorced, then another marriage, then another child, then now I'm a single mother. You know, I do not. That doesn't make me any less. It's how God ordained that my life to be. He knew before when I was 4. Hata alikuwa anacheka nikiandika hiyo kama wewe unajua maisha yako vile itakuwa wewe. You know, and it's life. And it's life. And I always encourage women, and like, it does not matter. Imagine if I wanted to get married, I would go back and wear that white gown and walk down the aisle again.
Yes.
If I want to graduate after 2 kids, I will graduate. Nitarudi shule, ni graduate, nisome, ni graduate. If it does not limit you, if God has said ni mtoto anakuja kwanza, it's not the end of the world. Yeah.
Okay, and how do you feel when you see all that on social media? People trying to portray single moms as less of a person and everything, all the hate.
For me is, as Jackie Matubia, I'm used to be, since Tahidi. Tahidi atakuwa na social media, nini. Actually, the bullying and the whatever of social media started in my first marriage.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's when Anko ile side ingine had started, he had started those things and putting on YouTube and etc and exposing. And I think my story yangu ndio ilikuwa ya tatu. Story yangu ndio ilikuwa ya tatu. Yeah. And that's something people don't know. And
kwa exposing.
Kwa expose. I made headlines in today's news, Jackie Matubia. You know, so anyway, so for me, I'm used to, I grew a thick skin because I realized I'm not here to please people. Hata sisi tukiwatchingi show, hata tukifanya, hata ukionanga tu mtoto ujue, sasa na huyu mbona alivaa hivi? You get, we always have an opinion of anything and everything. And I can realize I cannot fight with people. Ni sawa, hunipendi, God bless you.
Okay, you've mentioned that you developed a thick skin since days that Tahiri. Does it mean even without social media, you're used to bullying?
With okay, our bullying was bullying yetu ilikuwa nimeenda see maybe probably in today's episode Tahidi was airing on Tuesdays, I think.
Yes, it was on Tuesdays.
So hiyo episode probably nimepiga mwalimu, so niko hapo railways nangojea matatu ya kwenda home. Unakuta mama amekuja akwambia wewe mbona ulifanya hivyo, wewe mwalimu wanakuchuna wanakukanyanga. So that was the kind of bullying. And at first ilikuwa I don't realize, unajua watu wanted to take like whatever like in that day, sitaki kusema nimeanza ku calculate age yangu. In that day
they believe your kids in school.
Yeah, in that day they see you as a kid.
Yes,
they don't differentiate between the real life and set and you acting. And yeah, so that was the kind of bullying we used to get. So it was something that you're used to. You call names. Yes, it really affected me because at that particular point, I'm used to be attacked as me. Now I'm being attacked because of what probably your spouse has done and then your child. People didn't have limits on those particular days. And it really, really affected. Hey, I remember there's a day. I even tried to, I took medicine. I held my, nilikuwa ready because of bullying. And then I'm like, sasa nikienda binguni.
You took medicine?
Yeah, I actually remember because I remember I wanted to take away my life and my child's life. And then I'm like,
the firstborn.
My firstborn, Zari. And I'm like, okay. So nikajiuliza siku moja, na sasa nikienda binguni, Mungu ananiuliza, huyu binadamu, huyu mwenye si mimi. Why are you worried? Ebu ona shida zake. Ebu hata wewe you're better. Ebu ona shida zake. So they're projecting shida zake kwako. Because you're there, you know. And I was like, I woke up just one day and I was like, yeah.
So this first time you were exposed to bullying, your time, the first exposure, it was about your first marriage.
It was about my first marriage, yeah. It was about my first marriage, and it was bad, you know. It was bad. There were pictures, there were, you know. And I'm like, okay, you know. And it's something that now you have to deal with your spouse, Nini. I would just say it was ugly. And that day, as I said, those days people never had limits. You know, people never had limits. People will send M-Pesa messages. People will send, sijui alienda akajipima HIV. You know, people will send all these things. And leave even send. They will DM me. I'm like, you're posting your husband, tulikuwa naye jana. You get such things. Mile kupigana nimepigana. Thank God hiyo siku hakuwa na social media. It wasn't that strong. Ningewa trend daily.
Ungekuwa nani kwa daily? Ulikuwa unapigana?
Hata siku nyingine tumeenda rotasho ya beshte yetu. Tukaya decide tuende club. Sijui msichana mwingine sijui alikuja. Mimi sijui nilimfurahia aje nikamweka. Yani until it got to a point I'm like, why? For what reason, you know? And kuna kwanga na hiyo kitu ya back in the days, our parents didn't teach us. Parents walikuwa familiar. Yeah. And that's what I wanted. I remember I used to tell my friend, them, guys, I do not want history to repeat itself. You know, I want to stick in this marriage. I don't want I don't want to be like my mother. She was left with me and then she got remarried again. You know, hautaki kukua that person. This has to work. And it was 7 years of my life and I was like, hiya. It's never that serious. And I picked myself up and I said, whatever you're going to say it. Because I've realized you guys are like a flipping of a coin. When I'm down, you're going to talk. When I'm up, you're also the same people are the same people. We are so proud of you. Oh my God, teach us your ways. And I'm like, hautawahi furahisha watu hii dunia.
Yeah, you'll never.
The most important person is you. The most important person is your children, if you have children. Hawa watu wengine ni bypass. Na mimi husema, even on my death, kaburi ni moja. Not my kids will be put inside. And unajua wengine uvumilia because of the kids. When the kids leave then it will be 20, 25 years wasted.
Yeah.
Na nikiingia kwa ile kaburi sitaingia na watoto wangu. So it's about you. It's about me. So one day I just woke up. I looked at myself in the mirror. Nikajiuliza, what makes Jackie happy? And I remember that time it was when Will Smith was talking about their relationship with Jada, and he said, I do not derive my happiness from this person. I derive my happiness from what makes me happy. And then nika magnet, you know? And I was like, and when I started looking at my life, I'm like, oh yeah. I was deriving my happiness from my partner, from my friends, from, you know, from social media. Nikiwa social media wamenisifu na furahi. Nikiona nini naanza kukufa hata siwezi shika simu, anxiety. And I realized I need to make what makes Jackie happy, not my child, just what makes me happy. And it will be a magnet for whoever
you meet.
Yes. And so that's when I was big, guys. I was size. Nakwambia hiyo siku unajua depression ilikuja na majenzi. Hiyo siku tulikuwa tunajua ni depression. Sisi tulikuwa tunajua tu tunanona. But so it came and I was like, what makes Jackie happy? I loved the way I used to look in Tahiti, and Jackie wants, because I was a housewife, and I'm like, Jackie needs to work.
Oh, so
yeah, I was a
Tahiti.
housewife. Yeah, so when I got pregnant, I left Tahiti when I was 5 months pregnant.
Okay.
And then I joined, as at the same time, I think I was hosting Ibru, and now it was time for me to deliver, and I had to take a time off. And since then I gave birth, I was not working. And so I was like, I need to go back to grinding, because I have been, sisi watu wa Ungwaro, watu Ungwaro, as in watu tumelelewa kwa slums. I'm not saying ati watu wenye wababi hawafanyangi kazi, but personally from my experience, watu wenye tumelelewa hizo slums nini, because of seeing your parents pushing, even your neighbor. Unajua tulikuwa tunaachwa kwa plot sisi wote. Mnaachwa kwa plot watoto, mnaachiwa chakula nini. So kazi yenu wazazi wanaenda kutafuta. So hiyo grind inakupush. So haujui kukaa. You know, you don't know how to sit and wait. And so, yeah, so that's what I started working out. I started loving me. I started, you know, oh, you're not happy with me? Cheers.
So your work was
that
just
was
staying at home with the child?
Yeah, my work was staying at home with a child. I started working, etc. And I started building myself, yeah.
Okay, so after how long, that relationship had lasted for how long?
7 years.
For 7 good years. Okay, so you've explained like how it felt that particular time. Maybe you can tell us with the second one, like were you ready for it, or you also
second child or second marriage?
Second marriage. You're talking about the marriage. Were you like ready for it to end, or you
to end?
Yeah, or you
to end. Yeah, to end. Yeah. Ooh.
You are ready for it to end.
Yeah. The thing is, when I entered this relationship, again, I was saying it's you consoling yourself and like, oh, probably because my mom, you know, we always reflect on what our parents, it's like, so, because it worked with my mom. My mom,
very sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. So unakaa unajiambia, because my mom aliolewa ya pili and it has worked until now, probably it was meant. Yes. So I was like, probably it's history repeating itself. Yay! So this one is going to work. And that's the sad thing, it didn't work. It didn't work. And I've even said it in my YouTube. I said even getting Zendaya it wasn't planned.
Yes.
It was a shock on me. And honestly, guys, I am grateful I got that child. Okay. It's something I never thought I wanted in my life. That child has pushed me to, you know, because my biggest pain, and I always tell people, my biggest pain in being now a single mother was, I would have done better. I fancied the first one.
Yeah.
You know?
Now the second
No,
one.
yani kwani how you don't learn.
Yeah.
You get?
I'm sure there are people even who see you and think.
Yeah, like kwani una yeye ana
Watoto
akili. Watoto wawili. Ya kwanza haikuwa. Sasa umeingia ya pili umeachwa. Kwanza acha nikwambie hiyo kitu ya kuachwa. Mukujange mwambianga mtu kama ameachwa ama ameachana.
Hey, online, I'm sorry. But online, they always assume uliachwa. Hello.
Kwanza nakumbuka kuna comments nilikuwa nasoma.
So long as ni dem uliachwa.
Kwanza sasa acha nikwambie wewe ni dem uko na watoto
wawili.
Kwanza unakujanga anakuambia, "Oh, umeachwa." Na watoto wawili different father kwani sijui? Am I blind or? See, I know.
You're
you know,
saying
people should get their facts.
Right?
Exactly, they should get their facts. Ukiona mtu amenyamaza pia nyinyi nyamazeni. Ngojeni kuambiwa, but we love you, but wengine block. So yeah, so for me it's the pain was yani hauna akili. You would have done better and you would have given Zendaya a dad that, you know, is there, is present, is let me just say present.
Yeah.
And nikajiambia, okay, nitajibita until how long? I will focus on and I feel like that's what single mothers do. We focus on our failures.
Yeah.
But tunasahau God alikuwa ameplan hivi. Hata niende wapi, this was the plan.
Yes.
For me to get this child. You get? And so nikajambia, if I focus on this negative, my children will not have a mother. You understand me? My children Zendaya will not have a mom. Zari will not have a mother. They will have this woman that just walks in, shouts at them, goes to the room, they barely see, you know. And they will be more lonely because, again, I'm a single mother. Tunaishi now. You understand? Yeah. Dad. So I told myself, ishafanyika. What can I do better? Learn from those mistakes. You know? Okay. Let me get back to, nimesema learn from those mistakes. Yes. So now, I was married for 7 years.
Yeah. Hey.
As a woman, even if you ask my friends, mimi ni wife.
Oh.
Mimi ni wale wa kuamka 5 a.m. Kama naenda mahali, I will make you breakfast, I will serve you, I will, you know, nitakupikia, I'll be a proper wife. Then, umekuwa hiyo maisha. You get? You even if challenges of your marriage hits you, you're still sticking and fighting for this man. Then umeamka siku moja umejiambia, hey. Kumbe mtu akakwambia you're beautiful, you have a figure, ukajiambia guy. Kumbe I am beautiful. Because you know, kukaa kwa hao upatani na watu wanakuambia wewe ni mrembo. Yeah. Na mtu mwenye unaishi naye kwa nyumba akwambia wewe ni mrembo.
Ameshazoea kukuona.
But guys, acha niwaambie, men, hii swali tunaulizanga, do you love me? It's a very, very, very nini. Would you still love me if I... Maybe it's a very question. Ukiona girlfriend yako ama bibi yako amekuuliza, msianze kusema oi. Because me I used to ask, do you love me? Akisema, nothing has changed. If anything changes, I will tell you. So hiyo ni swali gani? Because you're battling.
This is the second marriage, I'm the first.
So okay. You're battling with all these things and then unajiuliza sasa mtu ameniambia nini? But to him, nile as in, see I'm here.
Yeah.
Iki change, si tutakuwa hivi.
Yeah.
But again, us we need words of affirmation. And if words of affirmation is your love language, I know you know. For me, words of affirmation is my love language. And let me tell you, so I felt like nilikuwa jela. Una get?
In the first marriage now.
Sasa nimetoka. Hey, naambia mimi ni mrembo, niko na figure na chapa gym, nini. So I was living.
Yeah.
You get? I was just living. I was living my life and living it. Until I realized, niko na mimba. So I realized I have Zendaya's, I was pregnant with Zendaya 8 weeks in.
So by the time you're getting pregnant for Zendaya, you were just living life.
Me, I was just living life.
You had no intentions to get married.
It was not something even I was thinking about. Okay. But now, when you're pregnant and your partner at the time is telling you, you know, oh, A, B, C, D, and then you're looking at your parents' life, you're like, probably this would actually work, you know. And again, I said it didn't. Yeah. And now I told myself, I sat down and I told myself, I need to learn from my mistakes. What did I do before? I was just living. I would have invested, I would have done this, I would have pushed my career. And it was important because I gave birth to Zari when we got married when we were young. We were 23. You get? So, you're already married, 25, uko na mtoto. You see, so we are young. Both of us hadn't grown.
Yeah.
You know? And so, ukifanywa a grown up na bado wewe ni mtoi, unajua ukiskip ka stage, unajua utairudia.
Yeah.
So for me, I skipped that stage of being free. Unaona kako ka 20 to 28, actually 30. Ukule sherehe. Ukitaka sasa kuolewa 30. Because at 30 or towards 30 is when you know what you want, what you're doing. Ka 25, ka 23, aujui, ndio maisha imeanza. Umemaliza shule ukiwa 18, sasa uko 20. You get me?
I relate.
So, yes. So, kunako ka space. So, unaona hiyo ndio nilikuwa.
Yeah.
Hiyo ndio nilikuwa. But now I'm grown. You know, I'm like, we go to clubs, you know, like, I'm like, okay. Because if I go back to that life of jumping, I'm coming close to 40. My kids are becoming teenage. Zari is becoming she's a preteen.
Preteen right now.
She's becoming a teenager. Nitaanza kuimba kama jinsi uimbanga kwa wazazi. Guka alikuwa wapi watu wakiiba mashamba? Guka alikuwa wapi watu una imagine I'm a celebrity in Kenya, but my kids are suffering. Does it even make sense?
Doesn't.
It doesn't really make sense. Because sasa una imagine sasa God forbid that is sasa Zari wameanza siju, you know. And I was like, no. Now I'm mature enough. I am mature enough and this is the path I'm going. It's no longer about me anymore.
You alone.
Me niliishi. Nimeishi maisha yangu. It's no longer about me anymore. It's about my kids. The generation I'm bringing up. It's about them. So what can I do now with everything and all the resources God has given me? What can I do to better their lives? And that's the reason why I started now focusing on my brand and my career and creating, you know. I don't know about Zari. Looks like to follow the path of the father. Zendaya bado, she's too young to be an actress, but it's still young, and I'm like, okay. And true, let me tell you, there's one thing about growing up and giving people space to grow up. Me and Baba Zari, we are my first husband, best friends, you know, like we
so
are
you're best friends with your
we are so close. We are so close. Like unajua si yule atunakupigia sasa huyu anataka nini? Sema, you know, us we're very close. And it's because we realize it's no longer about sisi yetu ilisha. You get? Yetu ilisha. It's dead. But if we fight, wanasema ng'ombe mbili zikipigana nyasi ndio inaumia.
Okay, so sorry to cut you short. This friendship yenu, has it grown closer saizi yenye hauko kwa marriage ama you guys have always been best friends, you and the first husband?
I don't like talking about my first husband because I paint social media, but I would say he's an amazing first things first, he is an amazing father. Hiyo nayo hata tulikuwa tunapigana huko nikihama juu. He wants to be with the child, and me, unajifanya, this one is he just wants me. It's not about the child, he wants me. But the guy hata yuko huko ni mtoto anataka, you get. And then when you grow up and realize, oh my God, ujinga yangu nikifikiria umse ni mimi anataka, inafanya mtoto wangu akose baba. You get. And so I was like, and we became friends, and sasa, you know, because these things are the things we need to grow up, not realize by them to hii anatuhitaji sisi wote. Imagine if we are not talking and like tomorrow my daughter is having a play that she has been working for months. I won't be there because I have to go to work. And imagine because hatukuwa tunaongea na baba yake. She would be there, no one would show up. You get what I'm saying? And when kids grow, and because you want better, and get me straight, it's not for everyone. It's about a parent who is intentional with their child. And you can never force a human being. That was the hardest thing I had to come and learn, and it was very painful. You cannot force a grown-up, bless you. You cannot force a grown-up to take care. Unamshtanga mkiambia amwezi funga mwanaume na mtoto, but it's true. You cannot force a grown man to take care of their child. You get? And it was the hardest, because now you see, hii side ingine, unaona how mtu mwenye ako very intentional na mtoto wake. Alafu hii side ingine, here.
Yeah, so you've not answered my question. You guys have been close even when you were in the second marriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was very intentional with the relationship between Zari and the dad, and I made it very intentional. And I realized nisipofanya intention, mtoto wangu ndio anaumia. You get? And nilirealize mtu si mimi anataka, ni mwana. You get? So you focus on the child. So basically those are the kind of things that are in this movie. You understand me? My story, your story, because sisi ni watu tuko kwa limelight. What we give is what people tend to judge us with. And one thing I always tell my followers, even when I meet them on the streets, and we actually give you guys 10% of our lives. The 90% is chaos. Actually, we usually give you the best part, the polished part.
Yeah.
But the 90% is what we go. It's what I go through. Is what you as my follower goes through. And it's high time we start telling our stories. Ndio tusipate mtu anakuja sasa anakufanyia expose. You know, I've already told my story. It's what you as the one who's doing expose is going through, and is what me as Jackie Matubia as a brand I'm going through, you know.
Yeah, so with your first hubby, he has always been there taking care of the child, but now the second one is nowhere to be seen. Like, how were you able to accept all this? Like,
again, I said it was the hardest thing I came to learn, because me nilikuwa nafikiria si watu ni the same. Yeah, okay. So because I've already learned in the first one, it's not about me, it's about the child. So unaambia mtu, unapatia mtu nini, okay, yeah, me and you, we're done, cheers, but here, siku here, miezi siku, haya, you get. So, and I don't blame him. He has his own reasons, you know. And again, it's not like Zendaya is not living the life. She's actually living the life. You know, she will go to school, because just now, because I am a mother, I'm a single mother, sijakatwa mikono ama miguu. You get? What I intended to give this child in life is what I will continue to intend to give, either as a single mother or as a married person. You get? Because I am the mother. This is my child. Unajua? This is me. I carried this. Mimi ndo nilibeba mtoto for 9 months. Hatu kubeba mtoto for 9 months. So I get it. Kama una connection, cheers, baba. You get? This is my responsibility. I'm the one who decided to have this child. Because you have options, right? Hata unaweza enda ufiche mtu na uende, you know, and you create a story and mtu believe for years. But I decided. So it's me. It doesn't matter if I'm a single mother or I'm married. This child is my responsibility.
Okay, would you say that you've always raised her alone since the dad left? Or at some point you guys tried to co-parent and it failed?
Ni story mrefu. Hiyo tutakaa hapa the whole day. And I think I'm beyond, I'm not here to slander someone's name. And as I said, they have their own reasons. Again, they have their own reasons. And let's not focus on the fact that they're not there.
Yeah.
They're not present. Let's focus on the fact that Zendaya is fine. Zari is fine. Me being a single mother is okay. My children have not lacked anything. They have shelter, they have food, and they go to school. Zendaya is starting school in a few months. You know? In kitu, by the way, nilijua mtu ya kitano 1. Unajambia, now she's turning 2, anajambia in a few months September mtu ataingia shule.
Yeah.
What am I doing about it? So nikae chini, niweke wifi, nichukue simu, nianze matusi. Na mtoto unajua anaanza shule. I'm wasting your time, nachukua simu naanza kutafuta mtu. Niende nifanye Insta story moja, niende nifanye reel, niende ni act, nipate do nipeleke mtoi shule. Because at the end of the day, if this child wants to have a relationship with the father, she will.
So you wouldn't deny her?
When she's grown enough and she's like, Mom, I want to have a relationship with my father, by all means, baby girl, go. You know? And it's the same thing. And when I tell you guys, history repeats itself, the same thing I went through. You know, I grew, mimi kwanza nilikuwa nasumbua mama yangu. So mimi nikasumbua mama yangu because I was looking at my cousins, they're living. Sisi tunaishi Kawangware.
With your mom alone?
So my mom was married. So tunaishi Kawangware. Alafu unabebwa holiday, unapelekwa kwa kazini yako, mwenye ametoka majuu. Story wanapiga unangethe tu hivi. They go, they shop for you. Hey, hizo ni ngota utalala nazo ukiwa pale Ungwaro. Nilikuwa na estate ka plot. Kalikuwa zile milango zinafesiana alafu mtaro. Nilikuwa na walk from there. Mtajua aje. You know. And it was a very culture shock because and then now you go live with I went and lived with my dad in the UK. Hey, wacha niwaambie. Do you know your church nawaambia Chris kwa Kawangware? My mom was
that your dad was a pastor.
Yes, my stepdad actually, not my dad, my stepdad. Yes. Okay. So my dad went to the States kitambo. So sahi mamangu ameambia kila mtu Kawangware mzima inajua Jackie London ni soka. And when I was coming back, my mom alikuwa mwalimu wa Sunday school. Alichukua watoto wote Sunday school walikuwa kwa airport. Nitawatafutia hiyo picture. I have that picture. So we meet with this because others are older than me. Yani mama yako alipeleka kwa basi akatupeleka tuenda kuchukua. Because going to the States back in the day, that is 1995. That's an achievement. Unani understand? That was
you're still young.
That was an achievement. And then now I come. Of course, my dad is well off. My mom is not well off. My stepdad is not well off. So you go to an expensive school and then come back home kwa slum. Munana what that does with a child?
Oh, because now your dad was taking care of the fees.
Exactly. And now my dad and mom cannot face and waone middle ground. So mimi nilikuwa baby, acha niwaambie watu wote walisomea Lavington Primary. Wananionanga hivi ajambia. Wewe unaongea hivi. Let me tell you, I was a weird kid. Mimi nilikuwa nakaa hivi, ajambia kinanibona na tunagwara mtu. Like I was so weird. And sikuwa na suspendiwa because the area where Lavington Primary used to be my Wuka's Matubia. So they knew Matubia, you know. So I said, do you know guys, in class 6, I will never forget, in class 6, I had a whole classroom to myself. Mind you, I'm not talking. Hata nipelekwe mbele sitaongea. Hata niulizwe mbona uligwara. Kwa nakumbuka huyo kijana alikuwa anaitwa Michael, wherever you are. Sorry. Huyo kijana nilimgwara. And you know, I was there and I'm like, yeah.
So you're not talking?
I'm not talking. You know why? You have culture shock. Nikiwa London, tulikuwa tuna homeschooliwa, mnakula kulikuwa a famous nini to red chicken. Ala sasa unakuja hapa Kawangware mnazima nini na maji hivi. Moshi inakushika macho ni kitu hujazoea. Can you understand? Like you're all in one room, imeseparatiwa na neti. You understand? And this you had your own room. Your dad was driving a Mercedes back in the day in London. Alafu wakuja huku unaambiwa matatu, unaambiwa mitaro. Do you guys get? Like, we used to carry two shoes.
How long did you stay in London?
I stayed for a couple of years, I think. A couple of years, like 3, 4. And unajiuliza, what is this? You get? But just because parents cannot come together and be on the same and focus on you as a child. And it was very traumatizing. It was mwalimu anatoka hiyo class kani 6 North anatoka 6 North alikuwa anafundisha nilikuwa kwa 6 North, so niko na class peke yangu, desk the class is empty, anatoka 6 North ametoka kuwafunza alafu anakuja ananifunza. Because I could not kuna mwingine nilikata nywele yake, she had long hair. Ngachukua tu nikakata. So I was such a like I meet people who we were with in Lavington Primary and they're like, guy, it's you. And my best my way of kutoa stress and nini ilikuwa swimming. Mimi kwanza kulikuwa na mwalimu wa CRE, ilikuwa kwa CRE alafu swimming. Na nilikuwa nakaa karibu na dirisha. Nilikuwa nairusha nje. Narusha swimming nje alafu namwambia, excuse me teacher, can I go to the toilet? Unaenda swimming coach anakuuliza why is the rank, and they've been given punishment, I was the only good one. Anaambia haya start reps, and you know this is the kind of nini, but I am grateful that my mom alisimama na akasema, she put her foot down and she was like, unajua huyu wacha aende a normal high school. You get, wacha aende a normal high school, aende Gathirimo girls, hello. And I went to Gathirimo, and that's when I learned. By the
time you're finishing primary school, had you changed these weird behaviors?
No, changed. I had changed schools like 4 times, you know. And then now I go to now Gathirimo, and I was like, I had not changed. I was just looking, people are so weird. Like I'm like, nilikuwa shina nikicheka. Anachekelea. Unasema mko hapo umeshikilia box yako, umeshikilia, umepewa skirt imefika hadi huku. So mimi ningefind a way kuikunja. Unajua pia ukiishi abroad mind yako inafunguka. So kuna vile ningefind, unaona wengine hata wanategwa na manguo, unaona, you know. And I used to laugh. Like by the way nilikuwa tu nachekelea watu nini. But I'm grateful I went to that school. I'm grateful I interacted with everyone in that school, because that's where I learned my proper Swahili. That's where I learned Kikuyu. Yeah. And I'm grateful I realized that si lazima upate kenye unataka. Sometimes you have to build. You get, so yeah. So basically these are the kind of stories we tell. We are telling kwa toxic. Because it's the kind of story I've gone through. Najua pia wewe uko na story yako ya how you grew up, looking at your family, looking at who and who, your cousins, nini, you know. Everyone has a story, and it will be such a beautiful thing to tell such stories. Nikiketi hapa niwapigie hiyo story.
Yeah.
Siwezi naweza waambia yangu, but sitaambia yako. Unaget, sitajua hata ukiniandikia sitajua express. But you know what you do? You tell your stories the best way I know how as Jackie Matubia. Acting. Because unafuata generations, itakuwa YouTube, generations to come, the old, the young, watch. And there are people who haven't gone through that, they are young and they will learn from that. So yeah. Basically that's, yeah.
Okay, you've talked about the whole issue of you, marriage and everything. I think so many people maybe they have never heard of some of the most things that we've talked about here.
Yeah.
But as but it reached a point at some point.
I'm about gonga blogs. Jackie Matubia said that the second the baby daddy.
So you said that there was a time, I can't remember the dates, you how will I call it? You launched a man, and people were like, "Hey, Jackie Matubia, baby number 3, loading."
Hey, let me tell you. First of all, people need to learn to read captions before they comment. All right. It was just basically the show. You know, we were in Salem. He's now the person who I'm married to in the show, and I wrote Zara and Joshua. So mtu akiniambia baby number 3, it's fine. Si ni wangu, ni mimi nitaingia labor, ni mimi nitabeba, nikitaka kubeba 10. And that's what I was trying to explain to you. You telling me baby number 3, you telling me 4th husband, I'm like, M-Pesa yako imejaa? Saying that statement imekusaidia aje kimaisha? You get me? And then at the end of the day, it's my life. Ni sawa, imagine.
Okay, well, I was asking about Maurice.
Oh, Maurice. Maurice sikum launch.
People said that he was your
man. Maurice.
Mkumbuki.
Hata simkumbuki. Maurice is a friend of mine. And it was we were playing Truth or Dare, I remember that day. And I told Maurice, acha nikuambie, utajua Kenyans are very DCIs and FBIs. Mapoto yako kila mtu anajua who you are. And I'm like, aya mshanipatia bwana, okay, acha basi niwafurahishe, let's go with it. And sasa unakaa unajambia, okay guys, calm down. Like hata kama angekuwa wangu in real life, shida iko wapi? So basically, Maurice is a friend. So muna realize, okay fine, ni mimi. Kwani mnakuja kunisaidia kubeba? Yani like I'm trying to tell you guys. And you see, ningeendelea nayo 3 months, 2 months down the line, told me, oh my God, God of third chances. Unajua sawa wange change to baby number 3 to God of third chances. Unaget wanza kuambia, oh my God, you look good together. Oh my God, dada, you're happy. Oh my God. Kenyans. Unless someone has specifically stood and said, this is my official partner. You know, that's the way it's supposed to. You pick it from there, because we tend to naonanga yo stereotyping. J-Lo ametoka kwa wanawake, 2 weeks later ameenda kwa the first, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, J-Lo is happy now. Oh my God. But we jaribu.
Hey.
Oh, lo. You get? And I don't know what makes us different. What makes us different from J-Lo? What makes us different from all these celebrities wa maju? Fine. Hawa kona do. Si pia si tuko na do. Yeah, fine. Pesa yetu haijafika hapo, but sasa sisi at least tuko mahali.
Yeah.
That's my point. What's the difference? Pia wewe ukitoka hiyo relationship ingine uingie kwa ingine, who is judging you? It's the same thing. I do what makes me happy. Nikitaka kupata watoto 4, 5, they are mine. Yeah.
Okay, with the experience that you've had when it comes to relationships and love, if you ever get maybe into a marriage or into a relationship, would you put it online?
I've not. You know, guys, it's been a year. It's been a year of not even looking the other way, of wanting marriage or wanting a relationship or wanting, and because I am a firm believer of love. By the way, don't get it. Not all single mothers are bitter about love. Yeah, not all single mothers. Actually, no, let's say single mothers are not bitter about love. They accept their situation. And inaumanga watu wengi, because watu wengi wana suffer in marriages just because they refuse to accept the situation. And so it's a journey. Probably when I get there and my man wants to be seen on social media, well and good. If it's his decision, if it's my decision, it's supposed to be if I was asked, me, I've dated both worlds. I've dated a man who never wanted to be on social media. I've dated a man who wanted to be on social media. Hakuna, same old. You know, it's same thing. So I would not, I think I will know when I get there, if I get there, or when I get there. But sioni, hakuna shida na kupost mtu wako. Bebe sioni shida. Sioni shida. Si usema unaanza kupost mtu wako unajinxiwa, but honestly it's just beliefs. Kuna watu wanapostiananga kila siku and they are strong in marriages, you get. So it depends on my character and the man's character. If ni ule mtu anaona fame and he's swept away, or you know, it depends on the character.
Okay, as a single mom, what are some of the lessons maybe you've learned from the 2 marriages that you've been?
Number 1 was what makes me happy as a mom, because you might lose yourself and lose your children while at it. Number 2 is it's never too late to start over. It's never no matter 5, 6, 7 children. It's never too late to start over. Number 3 is learn. Literally learn from your mistakes. Jiite meeting. Tunasemanga me, myself and I. Hao watu wote watatu kaa chini. Because me, I was looking myself in the mirror and I was like, guy. You know? Look at yourself in the mirror, and it doesn't have to be even a single mother. Even as a woman who's gone through a lot in a relationship. You know, mujiambia ni wewe mwenyewe ndo unajua zile vitu battle nazo. And muambia mtu from your hearts of hearts. Uja kuna kwanga naka karoho kajuu, unajiambia, tuko sawa. But deep down unasikiaje.
Yeah.
Listen to that hearts of hearts yenye iko ndani.
Yeah.
Hiyo ndio iko na ukweli. You might not like the truth. The truth will be bitter. You'll wonder, kwanza sisi, wacha niwaambie kitu moja. Kwanza sisi watu, tukitaka, unajiuliza, sasa watu watasema nini?
Yeah.
Blogs wiki mzima itakuwa about me. And then unakaa unajiuliza, nitakaa juu ya watu wenye tutasoma story leo.
Yeah, kesho
usiku tulale. Kesho mtu mwingine sijui kutoka TikTok amesema nini live, tuko na yeye, tumeshakusahau.
Yeah.
No. It's what makes you happy. If you guys want to talk, do you know you cannot always zuia watu waongee?
Okay, and I feel like most of us people who have been in the industry or are in the industry, we're always scared of what unajipata umeka hapo a whole 1 year.
Exactly.
Ukingoja watu watasema nini, unaogopa.
Alafu muambia mtu there is no perfect time to live.
True.
There is no perfect time to live. Hiyo siku ukisikia nimesema hearts of hearts, ako kandani, ako ka uchungu kana kwamba by the way hiyo ndio time. Hata uambiangi mtu, unamkanga tu unatoka. But for me also I do not advise, and I know my fans si kwa ubaya, but when you come to my DM and tell me, oh my man alinitusi, sijui what do I do, don't sit there and expect me as Jackie Matubia nikwambia toka kwa marriage yako, marriage is not good. Wewe ndio unajua. Wewe ndio unajua mtu wako, wewe ndio unajua the four walls of your house. Me, even my friends, I'm like, okay, I will listen. I will always give you a shoulder to lean on, but I will always tell you, at the end of the day, the answer lies with you. If it's going to take 2 months, 3 months, today, 1 hour, 10 seconds, imagine the answer lies with you. How far can you go? How far can you bear the pain that you're talking about? Are you okay bearing the pain? Are you fine bearing the pain? And funny enough, all these things I'm saying, it's basically toxic. It is basically toxic. You get now why I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's basically, what we have done is, what Charlie, his amazing mind was, it was like, he was saying he will build up a story like this. You get? See the normal tumezoea, hata ukiwatch episode unajambia, huyu ataend up na, huyu end of story. Yeah. You get? No, it's a build. Before mnafikiria, ushajua episode 1, episode 2 inakuhit, unajambia wait. And he was an amazing mind, and this is a series I want people to watch and learn. If you're going through, and I know 90% of all of us Kenyans, women, men, we are all going through this. And sometimes inakwanga miscommunications in relationships, miscommunications in marriages, because as I said, unaona kama nauliza, do you still love me? Mtu anasema, if anything changes I'll let you know. Umeifikiria umsebedhia kwa anasema na ubaya. So probably anajembe si niko hapa. You understand me? And it's a way to teach people to learn their spouses, their love language, because sisi tunaingianga hivi we dive into relationships without learning all these things, and not learning why this person saa zingine anapenda kunyamaza, ama why this person saa zingine anataka tu kujifungia kwa bedroom. You get? We need to learn. And how will people learn? We don't have our parents to teach us these things.
Yeah.
But imagine Zari and Zendaya have toxic, have their mom to learn from these things. It's like, okay, fine. So this guy, I like him, but what makes... these are the things we don't ask. How many kids do you want? Which nini is best for you? Ni style gani nitakupatia msichana? Ni style gani nitakupatia Dave? Unchali? Unajua, these are the kind of questions we ask. I'm like, are you okay posting on Instagram? We are thinking about kufurahisha huku nje.
Yeah, not about yourself.
But tunasahau kufeed the relationship from inside.
Yeah.
And me being around, and I'm not saying ati mwanze mkendi chini mwanze kulist mabeshte wangu wenye ni influencers. Even you have influencers friends who mtu uko hapo, you are there live, wame-fight. Afu atashika simu. Ama umetoka, mimi kwanza nilijikuna mimi maskini kajama, mimi sitaitoka kwa nyumba yangu kwenda kusaidia watu wa fix marriages zao. Hata I might even want to failed marriages. What advice am I giving? What advice? Because akia Mungu umeuse resources zako, umeuse pesa, umefight, let me tell you my friend. 2 seconds unaona, hi guys, good guy. Heartbreak. So let me tell you, there's a lot, and toxic is a show that you learn. You get to know the people you follow, the celebrities you follow, basically, I'm not exposing people. Yeah. I'm telling our stories. Even the people, even the celebrities who are going through that, it will encourage them on how to solve a situation or how to deal with a situation or how to... And when I say telling my story, I've never told my story. I've never told what happened. You know?
What exactly happened?
What exactly happened. And I'm not here to sit down and tell people what exactly happened. Jupia hujaniambia what exactly happened in yours, and hujaniambia what exactly happened in yours. It's life. We grow. If the growth that you have right now and that person is not part of your growth, na Mungu alikuwa anajua mtu si part of this growth, unaachilia. No hard feelings. Peace. You know, we are not enemies. We're just two strangers that made memories. Yeah. And so that's another thing people need to learn. You're not strangers. You're not enemies, imagine.
Yeah.
Baby, if someone is mature enough, like you or me or wherever, if someone is mature enough, mkipatana mali, hi. But sasa kama mtu is not mature enough to sema hi, pia unapita.
Yeah.
Unajikubali, unapita unasema. But at the end of the day, we, as Jackie Matubia bloggers na wajua, mimi siko hapa kutanish anyone's name. I'm not here to say, ati, nini, sijui deadbeat, sijui whatever. I was bitter. You know, sometimes we think, when you're bitter, sometimes you feel like social media is the place to go rant. You know, you feel like, these people get me. Nakwambia tunasomanga hizo story hivi tumelala kwa blanket sema, relationships na tunajifunikia tunalala. But you thought people care, people, you know. And sometimes we come out and say things and we feel like people will hug us. They will make stories, they will make money. But funny thing, you remember when you texted me, I've never done any interviews.
Yeah, since then.
Since I don't do interviews because I will come, say something, itaenda iwekwe kwa bloggers, clickbait, awatengeneze do with my name and tarnish my name. But right now, okay, yeah, msisahau kuweka #toxic, go watch Toxic on 7. Mkiongelea story yangu, msisahau kusema toxic because this is what bloggers do. They talk about but when you're winning, they don't even bother. They don't even care. But boy, alimuita deadbeat headlines. Don't forget to put 17th of April, kuna Toxic. Billboards are all over. It will be on my YouTube channel. Even I remember there's another blog I wrote to them. I'm like, munatoa video kwa YouTube yangu, munaiweka kwa Instagram yenyu, na muwezi eka link hapo watu waende one full story. You guys are going to take a part, muride nayo. Si muweke full story ndio watu waende. We benefit the both of us, right? It's basically you have to do your job. I also am doing my job. Let's benefit the both of us. And it's high time we tell our stories. If you want to bash me for being a single mother of 2, imagine I'm proud. I'm living a better life. My kids are living a better. It's not about me. Time yangu ya hii dunia itafika na nitatoka. But what have I left for my kids? It's not about you. It's not about the bloggers. It's not about anything. It's about the kids. Yeah. So that will be what I say. Yeah.
Okay, so basically it will be on YouTube channel.
It will be on my YouTube channel. Yeah. The 10 episodes.
But you have an event.
So I'm having a premiere.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm having a closed premiere is because I love my fans so much. And probably we will get a chance to probably now, when the show is almost half the episodes, I meet with my fans, we discuss about the show. But for now is because siwezi taka hiyo story itoke. You know, siwezi taka story in a premiere 17th, staki muitoe, muikatekate, muiweke TikTok. Before, I haven't. Because, yeah, it's worldwide. It's for my fans. It's for my Kenyan fans. It's for people who are away from home in Saudi Arabia and they want to connect with the shows and the people they grew up watching like me and the shows that we are putting. They feel now they are home. When they miss home, they switch on and watch Toxic and feel, oh my God, imagine I grew up watching this girl. Oh my God, you know. That's the reason why I'm doing this. And that's why it's on YouTube for the people at home. Watu wa Kenya mumezoea, mkitaka mtaingia Maisha Magic muone. But for the people in the States, Saudi Arabia, huku kote, that they miss home, they miss what they grew up watching. That's why we're bringing a whole web series to you, and it's just the beginning from Cinemagic Productions. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe as we conclude, Jackie, what would you tell to your fans?
To my amazing, loving fans, akia watu wananipenda. You guys love me. Venye umesema kwa blog, And unajua unaonanga hiyo blog unasikia tumbo imekatika wow. And then unaangalia me I don't even read comments. So I remember I told my PA to read the comments. I'm like, imagine si mbaya. People are fighting for you because you're busy stating that I just launched a show. You didn't mention it, but just a little thing, which I'm also affected, Diomuna. But thank you to all those people who believe in my, thank you to single mothers, yeah. It's our time, and say, stigmatization, by the way, it does not make you a lesser mom. It does not make you a bad mom. It does not make you a lesser woman. You are beautiful. You are loved. You're a superhero. Can you imagine doing a work for 2 people unafanya peke yako? You're a superhero. And to my lovely fans, I know you guys love me. Yani mmenibeba kutoka Tahidi High, and I always tell you thank you so much, and be ready to learn a lot from Toxic. And pale kwa comments hapo chini, ama kwa email yangu, ama kwa email ya Cinemagic, if you feel like you need a story to be told that way, not ya kuketi, that way, holla at us. We will definitely make it out for you guys.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank
Jackie,
you guys
for coming to my show.
Yes.
I really appreciate to see you here, and also sharing maybe some of the things that we've never shared before. I appreciate it. And guys, in case you're watching this video, make sure you head over to her YouTube channel, you subscribe, wait for the 17th, right?
17th of April.
Yeah, the show will be premiering then. And make sure you show some love, and also make sure you share this video, you subscribe. Till next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.